This message is for you. Don't run from it. Don't skip it. Don't think it is for someone else. God says, you must hear this now because the hidden truth is already circling around you like a shadow, and you have no idea how close it has come. God says, there is already a notice written, already a word filed, already a hand that moved against you without your permission. You thought you had peace, but the truth is being prepared in silence. God says, do not ignore this, because if you turn your eyes away, it will still arrive at your door. God says, I am showing you what is hidden because I cannot allow you to be blindsided. The enemy who smiles at you has already signed papers in the darkness. They want to surprise you, they want to see your tears, they want to see you broken. But I am exposing it before it reaches you so you can be awake, prepared, and shielded. God says, I am giving you warning because I love you. This message is not to scare you, but to make you alert. God says, you are mine, and I will never let their hidden weapons prosper against you. That notice they have filed, that paper they tried to use against you, it will return to their own hands like a mirror reflecting their evil. God says, they wanted to drag you into shame, but I will turn it into their shame. They wanted to pull you into court, but I will summon them before my higher court, where no lawyer can twist words and no bribe can be paid. God says, don't underestimate this. Don't laugh it off. Don't think, it's just words. These are spiritual arrows, they carry weight, they carry intention, they carry plans. But God says, every plan against you shall fail. I will scatter it before it even touches your doorstep. But you must not ignore me. You must open your heart right now and listen. God says, the hidden truth is this: someone who pretended to care has already made a move. They whispered lies, they collected evidence, they created false things against you. But what they don't know is that I am above their ink, I am above their papers, I am above their human judgments. God says, you are already written in my book of protection, and no earthly notice can erase my divine signature. This message is long because your soul needs to soak it like rain. God says, don't try to scroll fast, don't try to skip, because skipping will make you blind again. I am begging you in my love, don't take this lightly. If you ignore this, you may fall into the trap without knowing. But if you accept my words now, you will stand strong when it arrives. God says, they thought you were alone. They thought you had no one to defend you. They thought the court of man was the highest authority. But I laugh at their foolishness because I am the judge of all. I am the one who signs the final decree. I am the one who cancels the handwriting of ordinances written against my children. God says, Your case is not in their hands, it is in mine. God says, I am turning this around. What was filed against you will be erased. What was spoken against you will be silenced. What was meant for your downfall will lift you up higher. Don't doubt me. Don't fear. Don't let anxiety swallow your sleep. I am covering you. This message is for you and you alone. God says, don't share it lightly, don't dismiss it. This is my cry to your soul. Someone has already filed against you, but heaven has already filed for you. And heaven's decree overrides every earthly paper. God says, victory is already written in your name. God says, listen, this is the next thing I must tell you. Your heart may race when you hear the words, court notice, but slow your breath and lean into me. I am not the source of panic, I am the source of steadiness. When you feel your hands tremble, hear my voice, stay calm. I will give you clarity like a lamp in the night. Do not let fearful thoughts be the loudest voice in the room. God says, there are practical steps wrapped inside this spiritual shelter. First, look carefully. If a paper arrives, do not tear it in anger. Read it with a calm spirit or have someone you trust read it aloud to you. Knowledge is power. Knowing the exact claim will remove half its terror. God says, when men attempt to shame you with words, bring those words into the light. They shrink under truth. God says, you are not to face this alone. Call your trusted friends, your family members, those who have stood by you when storms came. Do not hide. People who love you are holy instruments I send into your life. Let them stand with you. If you are alone, cry out to me in prayer. I will send help that you do not even expect. God says, I will uncover advocates to fight on your behalf, people who will speak truth when others only whisper falsehoods. God says, prepare a small defense, gather your papers, receipts, messages, proofs of honesty. Even the smallest piece of truth, one receipt, one message, one witness, can become a shield. Keep copies, make notes of dates and names. Write down every detail you remember about the events they twist into a story against you. Memory is a gift, use it. God says, the truth supports itself when you steward it. God says, do not be seduced by bitterness. When slander comes, the natural heart wants revenge. But I tell you, revenge consumes the vessel carrying it. Instead, speak the truth with calmness, seek justice with humility, and leave vengeance to me. I will not forget the harm done to you. What you keep for yourself will become a wound, what you hand to me will be healed. God says, there are shields I place around your mind. When anxious thoughts storm your peace, speak these short declarations: my life is covered. I will stand. Truth shall prevail. Say them aloud in the morning, in the middle of the night, and whenever dread knocks. Do not become argument partners with fear. Fear grows when you argue with it. Faith grows when you speak back to it. God says, watch who smiles too sweetly now. Some who appear friendly will reveal their teeth when convenient. That's their weakness, not yours. Do not repay cunning with more cunning. Expose it with truth and move forward. If people distance themselves, let them go. They are not the foundation you need. I am. I am the one who rebuilds what the world tries to demolish. God says, I am asking you to pray for the one who filed against you. This sounds impossible when your heart is raw, but mercy disarms malice. Pray that they see their error. Pray that their own plans dissolve in confusion. Pray, because prayer is not weakness, it is the hydraulic lift that raises your life above the rubble. When you bless those who curse you, you call my power into the situation in a way that no retaliation ever can. God says, expect signs. I will send small confirmations to keep your faith alive, a call at the right moment, a message that arrives out of the blue, a person who remembers an otherwise forgotten truth. These are not coincidences, they are my fingerprints. Keep a little notebook of every small miracle, for when doubt tries to tell you otherwise, you will have a list to read and remember that I move in details. God says, keep your mouth from lies. Your enemies may try to coax you into a trap with promises or threats. Be honest in all your replies. If you do not know, say you do not know. If you made a mistake, confess it with the humility of someone who knows they stand before me. Honesty disarms the clever. Truth is a sword that cuts through deception. I honor the humble who speak with integrity. God says, there will be nights when sleep evades you. In those nights, lay a hand over your chest and pray a simple prayer: Lord, I give this to you. Sleep will not always come instantly, but peace will. That peace will guard your heart and mind. Let it be your companion. When the enemy wants to keep you awake, let my presence be the pillow under your head. God says, do not be ashamed to hire help if you need it. Lawyers, advisors, counselors, these are tools I can use to restore you. Use them wisely. Seek people who carry both skill and character. I honor wisdom that asks for counsel. Pride will tell you, I can handle it alone. Pride will cost you dearly. Let humility guide you to those who can stand with you and for you. God says, remember that your value is not measured by a piece of paper or a judge's stamp. Your worth is fixed in heaven. Earthly accusations do not add or take away what I have already declared in you. When you feel small, remember the child I called by name before you were born. That calling is still true now. You are not defined by their words. God says, gatherly, little by little. I will give you favor in the waiting rooms, in the small courtyards, in the quiet corners where decisions are made. Do not rush. Patience is not passive, it is fierce. It waits with purpose. Use the waiting to prepare your heart and your case. Use it to strengthen relationships that will matter later. God says, there will come a day when you will stand and look back at this season and you will not only be healed, you will be wiser. The trial will become a testimony. Your wounds will become the writing on a heart that learned mercy, resilience, and clarity. You will be the one reaching down to lift someone else who is drowning in the same tide. The dark page of this time will one day be a chapter in your book of deliverance. God says, I am not distant. I am closer than your next breath. When the papers are at your door, when the whispers begin, when your hands feel empty, reach and touch me. I will hold what you cannot hold alone. I will rewrite the script written against you and place your name in the margin of victory. Do not close this letter of comfort. Keep reading it until the words saturate your soul. God says, do you hear me? This is not a warning to terrify you. This is a rallying cry. Stand up. Gather truth. Call your allies. Speak declarations. Keep mercy in your mouth. I will handle the rest. The notice that sits like a shadow will pass. The victory that waits will come. God says, now breathe. Let these words sink in. I will continue to speak more to you, more detailed, more urgent, more tender, because there is more to say and more to do. Keep this near, and I will keep you. God says, listen again, there is more I must whisper into the hollow places of your fear. When the noise of accusations grows loud, close your ears to the clamor and open them to my steadiness. I will not overwhelm you with grandstanding. I will meet you where you are, tired, raw, uncertain, and I will give you the exact next step. Lean into me. God says, there are words to speak now, short sentences that carry heaven's architecture. Repeat them until they become a habit that outlives the panic. I am covered. Truth will find me. I will not be shaken. Say these at the table, in the car, beside your bed. Say them when the paper is unopened on the shelf. These are not empty slogans, they are keys that unlock strength inside you. Speak them often. God says, be wise with your words. When questioned, answer plainly. When accused, do not embellish. Do not beg for sympathy, ask for clarity. Request the exact complaint in writing. This is a practical rope. There is power in asking for the specific. When they give specifics, you can address them. When they remain vague, demand clarity. Do not be manipulated by fog and insinuation. Ask for light. God says, protect your peace by creating small rituals of restoration. 10 minutes of silence in the morning before the day's tasks. A walk where you rehearse gratitude aloud. 3 things I gave you today. A short letter to me every night that lists what happened and then says, I hand this to you. These rituals are anchors. They stop you from drifting into worst-case storms. They reconnect you to the reality that I am watching and arranging. God says, beware the voice that says, you must know every step. You do not. I know it all. Your job is to be faithful where you are, to show up honest, to prepare what you can, to rest when rest is required, to call for counsel when you are weak. I will orchestrate the rest. Do not collapse under the weight of trying to control everything. Control is an idol that always disappoints. God says, if you must attend a hearing, go with a heart steady and a mind clear. Dress simply, speak clearly, and bring someone who will pray with you beforehand. Before the door opens, whisper a short prayer, Lord, walk this place with me. Let truth be my companion. When you step into that room, consider it not a battlefield but a place where light can be brought. Light exposes error. Light frees you. God says, remember justice is not always swift. Sometimes I move in seasons, not seconds. Do not mistake delay for denial. Delay may be my refining fire, a time for falsehoods to stumble of their own weight. Use the delay to prepare, emotionally, legally, spiritually. Keep your notes neat. Keep your witnesses friendly and available. Keep your testimony consistent. Small preparations matter tremendously. God says, do not be alarmed when old things resurface. People will dredge memories as if dirt thrown at a window will obscure the view. Let them dredge. You stand on a foundation that will not be shaken by rumors. If old mistakes surface, own what is yours, correct what you can, and let my mercy cover what cannot be changed. Confession breaks the power of accusation. Truth dismantles shame. God says, there may be those who will try to bargain with you, offers to make the matter go away. Be careful. Some bargains are snares disguised as kindness. Consult someone wise before signing anything. If an agreement diminishes your integrity or asks you to lie, refuse it. My deliverance is not for sale. If a settlement is healthy, make it with eyes open and counsel at your side. God says, finances may be strained in this season. That season is not a verdict of your value. Be practical, make a list of essentials, a list of negotiables, and cut where you can. Seek help from trusted charities, community leaders, or people I place in your path. I supply in ways you cannot imagine, through a friend's job lead, through an unexpected check, through the kindness of a stranger. Keep an expectant heart. God says, your children, your family, protect them from the noise. Shield them from details they do not need. Speak to them with age-appropriate truth. We are being challenged, and we will stand together. Your steadiness becomes their map. If they are adults, invite them into the facts, but do not make them carriers of your fear. Love them with calmness, model a trust that will teach them how to bear storms later. God says, when the enemy tries to make you isolate, do the opposite, connect. Call one person today who loves you without judgment. Send a short message, I need a small favor, can we talk? Isolation is the darkroom where lies develop. Light them up with human presence. Let others be the hands I send to steady you. God says, there will be signatures and stamps that look final. They are not the last word. I am the last word. If a judgment seems unfair, there are lawful ways to appeal, to revisit, to set the record right. Use the systems available. Use them with prayer and with counsel. My ways include practical avenues. I made courts and laws for a reason. Use them wisely. God says, guard your eyes and ears. Do not binge on everything others say about you on phones and feeds. Protect your mind from a flood of opinions. Decide what you will read and when. Limit exposure to gossip and sensational talk. Your energy is precious. Spend it preparing, not peaking. God says, keep an internal ledger of gratitude. Every night, write 3 things that went well that day, no matter how small. A cup of tea that warmed you, a message from a kind friend, a moment of calm. These tiny entries are stitches that keep your garment from tearing. They remind you that life is broader than this trial. God says, I am with you in the small stuff, the trembling hand, the quick breath, the flushed face. I am with you in the monumental, the pages filed, the witnesses called, the gavel that pounds. You are not an accident, you are chosen. This season will pass. You will not be defined by the whispers against you but by the faithfulness you show while they pass. God says, breathe now. Let my words sink deeper. I will keep speaking, for there is more to say, more strategy, more comfort, and more practical guidance. Keep listening. Keep holding. Keep trusting. I will not let the paper that threatens you have the final say. I will write a better ending. God says, keep walking, there is a next thing I must put in your hands. When the storm seems relentless, do one small practical thing each day that moves you forward. Send the single email you've been avoiding. File the one paper you postponed. Make the one call you feared. Small courage compounds. I will meet you in those small obediences and turn them into momentum. God says, there are words you can keep close that steady your spirit when the world rattles, not my will, but your truth. Speak them when worry arrives at the door. Say, I will not be hurried into panic, I will be led into truth. These short phrases reframe your heart from reacting to responding. Reaction scatters, response centers. God says, adopt a simple legal checklist, copy every document, date every conversation, save voicemails, screenshot messages, and list names with short notes about what they saw or heard. Keep everything in one box or one digital folder where you can find it in midnight panic. Order calms the mind, order makes truth easier to present. God says, be careful with social media. If posts or comments become a battlefield, step back. Silence can be a shield. You do not have to defend your life on every platform. Let your legal counsel handle public claims. If you must speak, keep it measured, factual, and short. Public emotion feeds rumor, public clarity stuns it. God says, I will give you practical helpers, people who know the law, people who know the heart. When you find one, notice their character as much as their competence. Skill without integrity will cost you. Integrity without skill will cost you less. Seek both. When you find someone who combines both, keep them close. God says, there are declarations you can pray each morning that are powerful in the unseen. Truth finds me. Protection surrounds me. Lies will fall before my feet. Pray them like a farmer prays before sowing seed, expectant, steady, repetitive. Prayer is not magic words, it is aligning your heart with heaven's movement. God says, remember to laugh when you can. Joy is a weapon. A short, genuine laugh dislodges fear. Watch something funny, call someone who makes you smile, listen to a song that lifts your chest. Joy is not denial, joy is defiance against despair. Keep it alive. God says, watch for people who show up unexpectedly. A neighbor, an old friend, a colleague, these are often my messengers. Receive them. Let them help with small things, a meal, a ride, a quiet hour of company. Accepting help does not make you weak, it puts human hands on the divine plan. God says, if ink has already landed and papers are real, there is still room to negotiate. Not every fight must become a war. Seek options, mediation, settlement, clarification. Wise endings sometimes come through listening and clear terms. But do not accept terms that cost your truth. Let counsel help you weigh what is fair and what is a trap. God says, your sleep will be guarded when you hand me the burden fully. Each night, before your head meets the pillow, speak a short handing off prayer. I place this in your hands. Close your eyes and imagine a hand taking the papers from you. The imagery is not empty, it trains your heart to release control. God says, keep a record of every small victory, even the ones that feel tiny. A cancelled claim, a witness who changes their mind, an unexpected favor. Write the date and a sentence about what happened. Read that list when discouragement returns. It will remind you that progress is happening even when seasons feel stuck. God says, do not let shame hide you. If you carried mistakes, bring them into the light where they can be mended. Confession is not humiliation, it is the beginning of repair. The truth that you own will free you faster than the lie you hide. God says, when the final day comes and the papers are folded away, do one thing: thank those who stood by you. Gratitude honors the people who walked with you and opens the next door. It is how the story moves from survival to testimony. God says, you are closer than you think to a breakthrough. Keep steady. Keep making the small moves. Keep speaking the short declarations. Keep the order in your papers and the calm in your words. I am rearranging forces you cannot see. I will not be outdone by human schemes. Rest in that promise.